Okay, guys, we worked out a little bit of a technical difficulty. The cabling came out of the wall, so the keyboard was unplugged. Now we're back. So, like last time, we're going to marry up those strings with the sounds of the notes on the piano. So that the piano and the strings match. So let's start off with this here high E, that what they call that first string on the bottom. Okay, it sounds like this. Can you guys hear that? Can y'all hear that? All right. So let's find that E. Where is that E at? Hear that? They're perfect. And let's try that next string, which will be that B string. Cool. And that can't get any better. And then the next one is the G string. I let it ring out to make sure it's perfectly there in pitch. And then the next one will be that D string. You hear that with your ear? Just let it hold. Nice. And then it's the A string. Where's your A? Let's do that one a little more. Cool. And then last but not least is your sixth string, which is your lowest E string, open E, like a bass. Matter of fact, it's the same like on a bass guitar too. Start off with E. All right, that's where that at. Perfect. So that being said, that's in perfect tune, guys. There are some tuning pedals and mechanisms out there, all types of tuners, different price points, but pretty much they all do the same thing. They get you 99%, if not 100% there. Hey, 99% in this case, if the ear can't tell the difference, hey, it sounds like the piano sounds like the guitar, it will work in any song. We're good. So we're good. I'm happy. All right. So let's talk about learning what we're gonna do as a chord. Let's start off with, let's say, one of the easiest cowboy chords out there today. What's it called? A D chord. D chord. So let's learn that D chord. We're gonna learn the D chord. We're gonna learn maybe a C chord. We're gonna learn a G chord. Oh, there's a tons of chords out there to learn. But let's learn those three chords today, okay? All right, let's see what we got here. So with the D chord, I'm gonna play it for you guys first, because I was talking to my brother earlier, and Derek, his name's Derek, and he said, hey man, I see a lot of these things out there with people teaching guitars and everything and showing folks examples, but they never, give enough time for people to really focus on what their hands are doing. And then B, they never really talk about how each string is named, so what the note is and how the finger goes on those strings, and it's all coordinated. And and you gotta apply the proper pressure to get the sounds out, as we talked about the last time. So that's one of the things we're gonna cover with that. So I'm gonna give you some examples. I'm gonna play them. You're going to watch me attentively, just for a few seconds. And we're going to knock that out the park for you guys, okay? And let's see what else we have. So let's see. Let's go with a D chord. And D chord, and I'm going to get real close to the guitar, to the camera, so you guys can see where my fingers are, okay? Because I don't want it to be any... Now, some people play it like this. So I like to use these three fingers. 1, 2, 3, look at me. See, do like that. Those are 3 fingers we're going to use for the D chord. So you got the first finger on the 1, 2, 3, 4th string, which is your E, A, D, your G string. You got your second finger on that bottom E string, and they're both in this 1, 2, second position on the fretboard. And then I'm gonna take that third finger and I'm gonna put it right in the middle of there. And that's a little hard to do, but over time you'll get it. That third finger is gonna go and rest right on that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th string in that third fret area. 1, 2, 3, in that third fret area. So you got these 2 here and that one there. And then I've seen a lot of people just use the bar finger and they do like this, and they use that one finger to hold that same thing down. So if that works for you, I got long fingers, so it's hard for me to do it that way consistently, but I can do it. Hear that? But it's a little muffled. I can do it, but I like doing it this way. It's just more natural for these long fingers to kind of do it like that. I don't know if you guys can see. Hear that? Try to mimic that, okay? That's a D chord. That is a D chord. And the notes in that chord start off with talking about on that 4th string, which is, we said, the G, E, A, D, G, the B, no, I'm sorry, E, A, D, G, yeah, G string. That G string is an open G, but when you put your finger on that 2nd fret, you now take that G to, what is it? The G sharp, A, and now that's an A string. That's an A note rather, yeah. So that turns into an A. Let's see if that's true. Yep, turns into an A on the piano. Then you're gonna use this string, this finger, on that same fret, that 2nd fret, but now you're on this open E string on that 1st string, and that open E turns into, let's walk it down, E, what's after the E? F, what's after the F on the piano? F sharp. So we got the F sharp there. So that 2nd finger is going to be on that 2nd fret. That's an F sharp. Let's see if that works. Yes. So we've got the A and the F sharp. We're only missing that 3rd finger on that 3rd fret. Can't forget, 3rd finger, 3rd fret. 2nd note or 2nd string. Wait a minute, that's 2nd string? No. 5th string, I'm sorry. 5th string, 3rd finger, 3rd fret. So what is this string? This is the B string, right? So if we walk that B string down to that 3rd position, we're gonna turn into, let's see, that's the B is open. Then we're gonna go down to your C, C sharp, D. Hey, isn't it our root? That's our root. When I say root, that's our main chord that we're looking for. That's that foundation note right there. And if you play, let's try to play those 3 notes and see how it sounds that we just put together. Hear that? But it sounds fuller when you bring in that G. How's about that? Now that's beautiful. Practice that a little while. Those 4 strings. In that position. Or if it's more comfortable, just like I said, use that bar chord, or however you want to do it, make it work. You know, you can do it like that if you want. Same note, same chord. How about that? So play that a few times, guys, and just get used to it, how it feels under your hand. Don't forget to use the proper pressure to make each one of those strings sing out, because if you don't, you're going to come up with something kind of like this. You hear me missing or muffling? You want to have consistent pressure on each string. Hear that? That's what you want to have every time. Each and every time. And be consistent. And keep playing with it until it becomes consistent. So likewise, we can do that same thing with every chord. So let's try that C chord now. I promised you that C chord. This is the C chord. C chord, 3 fingers again. Can't miss it. I'm gonna move that baby finger out the way. Same 3 fingers. We're going to do it like this. Look that, and then put this one right on that second string. Now, let's see how we got it. Can you guys see that? I'm trying to space it so you can just see where they are. See that? Another pretty chord. That's the C chord. So, C chord. Now, what are the notes in that C chord? Okay, so you got 3 strings, 3 notes. You got this string here, which is that second string on the 3rd fret, using the 3rd finger. There's that 3 again. Then you've got that 3rd string, using that 2nd finger on the 2nd fret. How easy is that? 2 and 2. Then you've got that 1st finger on that way down there on that 5th string, but it's on the 1st fret. So it's 1 and 1. 1, 2, 3. Got it? So, and the names of those strings are something like this. So, that 2nd string that we're going to have a 3rd fret and 3rd finger on is your A. So if we walk that A down, we'll say open A sharp, right? Then from A sharp, we go to the B. And then from the B, we're going to go to the root, it's a C. And that's actually the root of that chord, that's C, okay? Then next we've got this string here, which is your 3rd string, right there. But in the 2nd fret. So let's walk it down. So this is a D string, open D. We'll walk it down to that 2nd fret. So it's open D. Then you've got your D sharp, and what's this? An E. So far we've got your D and your E. D, E. Now the last note in there is going to be found on that 1st fret, but way down here on the 5th string. That 5th string is called, wait for it, your B. Boy as in boy. And it sounds like that. So we're going to walk that one up and get to that. Well, actually, you don't have to go too far. Because guess what? Open is a B. So the next note on the piano to the B is going to be what? A C. Yep, that's a C. How about that? So we're going to go from B, open B, to a C. So there's your C. So this is how it's going to sound. Remember those notes, write them down. So you got your, when we say your B, your E, and your C. And it should sound like this. B, let's see. B, E is C. Let's see where we at. Oh, maybe let's do it this way. G, I'm sorry, G. So you got your G, your E, and your C. G, E, C. G, E, C. G, E, C. G, E, C. And it looks like this, guys. So if you play from that root note, which is right there, that's your G. And your C is down here. And right here is your B. I mean your E, your E. Awesome. beans. So far we got two whole chords. Okay, those two chords. How's about another one? This one here, one of my favorites, an A. Now an A, a lot of people do with all 3 fingers, again, 3 fingers, and they hold down, and see that second string, which is our B, in the second position, or the second fret, second string, second fret. Everything's gonna be in the second fret, by the way. Then you got the number 2 finger on the 3rd string in the 2nd fret, the number 1, your index, on the, what string is this? It's the 3rd string of the 2nd fret. So 3rd string, 4th string, 5th string, all in that 2nd fret. So you want to squeeze your fingers in there. And that looks something like this. Try to get it all in that 1 fret. If you got a wider neck or fretboard, it helps. That's why, a lot of the acoustic guitars really help a lot on this. Hear that? Cool. Now, personally, that's awkward, but it can be done. But I like to just do it with the 1 finger method. See, it talks to you. See, it says, hey, 1 finger, I can do it all. Okay. Okay. There we go. But try not to play the bottom strings or the top. You want to keep those consistent with those 3 major strings. Okay, so you want to keep it consistent. Right in that range. So you got your D, your A, and your C. Wow, coming right along. Listen, that's a lot to take in, but please do this video, slow it down on the tracking, and pay strong attention to where the fingering is and the names of the notes on those strings and where your fingers fall on those strings. And always remember, guys, apply the right amount of pressure to make those strings sing out. You don't want muffled, you don't want kind of, distorted sounds here. You want to be able to hear a clear, clean tone. So keep it up. I think this is a journey well taken because you're ready to start jamming with what you just learned here today. So I thank you so much. As always, if you get any good information from this content, if you can use it, hey, stick that into your feather or a feather in your cap, as they say. Put it somewhere resourceful in your mind so you can always just bring it back to your front of your mind and use it. So give me some comments. Let me know if this is helping you or if there's something you want to particularly take a look at. And then just go ahead and hit that bell icon, give a thumbs up, and subscribe and tell others. And as always, I wish you the best of tomorrows and a wonderful, safe holiday season, because we're in the holiday season with tomorrow being Thanksgiving. And I want to give a shout out to my brother who hooked me up on today's topic. And I hope it's been real good for everyone who is listening or seeing this session. Okay? And again, thank you so much for joining me at Jerel's Jam Journey or Jamming Journey. So I like that. But if you got some other suggestions, I'll listen to those too. So until next time, hey, keep on jamming, keep on strumming with these chords.